Imagine you're telling a story, like a fairy tale or an adventure. The story plot mountain is like a big hill that helps us understand how the story goes. It has different parts, just like climbing a real mountain. Let me explain it step by step. We're going to use this plot graphic organizer to demonstrate understanding of the plot mountain. The beginning is the exposition, or the base of the mountain. This is where we start the story. We meet the main characters and learn about the setting, where and when the story takes place. Something interesting or exciting usually happens, here to grab our attention. Second is the rising action. We are starting to climb the mountain toward the peak. As we keep reading, the problems or challenges in the story start to get bigger. The characters face obstacles or difficulties, like solving a mystery or going on an adventure. It's like climbing up the mountain because things are getting more intense and exciting. Third is the climax, which is the very top of the mountain. The top of the mountain is the most exciting part of the story. The character faces the biggest problem or challenge, and everything comes to a head. It's like reaching the very top of the mountain, where things are the most intense. Fourth is the falling action. We are now coming down the other side of the mountain. After the most exciting part, the story starts to calm down, the characters might start solving the problems, and we see how everything is going to end. Last is the resolution, and we are returning back to the base of the mountain. We found out how everything turns out for the characters. It's like coming back down the mountain safely after the adventure. So the story plot mountain helps us understand how a story goes from the beginning to the end, just like climbing a real mountain, from the base to the top and then back down. It makes the story exciting and keeps us interested in what happens to the characters.
As an example, let's use the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. In the beginning or exposition, on the mountain we meet Goldilocks, a curious little girl, and we learn that she is in the woods. Goldilocks finds a house belonging to three bears, and she goes inside because she's curious. This part is like the starting point of our mountain climb. The rising action has Goldilocks start exploring the bears' house. She tries their chairs, beds, and porridge. She realizes that one chair is too big, one bed is too hard, and one bowl of porridge is too hot. Goldilocks keeps going deeper into the bear's house, making us wonder what will happen next. It's like climbing higher on our mountain. The climax is the most exciting part. Goldilocks hears the bears coming home and gets scared. The bears discover that someone has been in their house, and they are very upset. This is the most intense part of the story, like reaching the very top of our mountain. The falling action is her coming down the other side of the mountain. After the bears find out what happened, they see that Goldilocks is scared and forgive her. They all talk and laugh together, and Goldilocks promises not to go into houses that don't belong to her anymore. The story starts to calm down, like coming down the mountain after reaching the top. In the end, coming back to the base of the mountain. Goldilocks leaves the bear's house and goes back to her own home. The bears continue with their day, and everything is back to normal. The resolution is like coming back to the base of the mountain, where the story finishes. So, just like climbing a mountain, the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears has a beginning, a climb to the top with exciting parts, a peak or the climax, a descent where things calm down, and finally, it comes back to the base with a resolution. This is how the story plot mountain helps us understand the structure of stories.